Good morning, class. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Today is March 30. Today we will talk about how we evaluate the trustworthiness specifically in websites. So last Friday we talked about Wikipedia, which is an example of a website. Today is more just websites in general. Before I go through the plan for today, just a reminder, you should have gotten an email from Mr. Smith. One challenge we're facing right now is how do we rise up to ABC when we're all apart? Right? This is a direct challenge to what community often looks like, but I don't think it's impossible to have it. So he's asked everybody, staff, students, families, etc., to read devotions together for Monday's reading. It is Psalm 115, so I'll just encourage you at some points today to read Psalm 115. Here's a plan for today. First, I'll go through some events that have happened over the past week or so. Then I'm going to encourage you guys to check your PowerSchool accounts and check your Google Classroom comments. You will then have 2 website assessments. They are similar to what you did Friday, except for there's 2 instead of 1. And then I will go through the agenda for the rest of this week. Your homework is to finish both assessments, a website reliability one and a website comparison one, by today, 3 p.m. Just so you know, I'm posting this video at 8 a.m. These assessments will get posted after this video at 10 a.m. I don't think it will take you very long to do them. So first, just some events that have taken place over the past week or so. Number 1, the United States is the official leader in the amount of COVID-19 coronavirus cases in the world. That's not entirely surprising, considering that we are in general a larger population country, and considering that this disease, especially in places like New York, New Orleans, it is really taking off and escalating, and that's a problem for possible other places like Boston as well. Second thing, I mentioned last week that there was significant conversation about postponing the Olympics to next year, and now that has officially happened. We will have Summer Olympics 2021, not 2020, which is good because we still get to have them, and hopefully we will have them under safe conditions. Third, not directly coronavirus related, but North Korea did another missile test, ballistic missile test. I think it was just yesterday, actually. This is a little bit alarming, considering that the world has enough to worry about already with this COVID-19 pandemic situation, including the United States. North Korea has reported a grand total of 0 COVID-19 cases so far. Whether that's accurate or not, I guess you could dispute. On one hand, you could say, well, it's North Korea. Of course, they're not telling the truth. They hide any sort of negative news to the public that they can. The other way of viewing it is, well, North Korea, is not like many other nations. They don't allow as much freedom of movement. It's a dictatorship with Kim Jong-un, and there's a chance that it hasn't spread there because of strict enforcement of various laws and distancing. But since they haven't reported the COVID-19 in their country and have shifted their focus to these missile tests, it creates an unnecessary concern for the rest of the world, Japan, North Korea, or South Korea, and the United States. Fourth, as of when I'm recording this video, which is Sunday evening, President Trump has extended his cautionary procedures about distancing, etc., to April 30, just as an attempt to slow down the rapid pace of this virus spreading and hopefully flatten that curve more quickly and more drastically than what's happening right now. I have heard some very small signs that there is some improvement worldwide, but overall the virus is still on the upslope here, and the extension of this procedures is an attempt to stop that. Last one, COVID-19 related, the NRA has sued California because they closed gun shops. They believe that it's a violation of People's Amendment rights. Gun shops were not deemed to be, an essential service, so they closed those shops down the same way they closed down a lot of stores around here. So the NRA has sued them for that. Gun rights is a big topic of controversies, which is why I wanted to bring that up. Not a weekly report, but what you should do next is double check PowerSchool and double check your Google Classroom comments. I just finished grading both your coronavirus anthologies. There are still a couple people who have not ranked and justified their rankings yet. And there are, I believe, 5 students who have not finished the Wikipedia assessment yet. For the rest of you, I have left comments on both assignments on Google Classroom. I would strongly encourage you to read them. Let me know if you have questions about that. Otherwise, those grades are in PowerSchool. Check both Google Classroom and PowerSchool to make sure you're on the same page that I am. So here's the work for today. Once again, this will get posted at 10 a.m. today, so it's not posted quite yet. I don't think it'll take you any more than 15-20 minutes, depending on how focused you are. First assessment is a website reliability assessment. I would encourage you to use the test that I posted last week Friday with the Wikipedia assessment, the CRAP test, as a guideline and a template to evaluate the website provided on that Google form. Also, the Google form asks you, and you are expected to, do additional research beyond just what that website provides. Realize websites will not give you the entire picture to help you determine whether or not it's reliable or trustworthy. What that means is you need to verify that by possibly doing other research in other parts of the internet. So please do the extra research. Second assessment is a website web page comparison. You will get 2 web pages to compare. You have to pick which one you think is better to use, more trustworthy, where to start. Please, when you explain which one you choose and make sure it's clear, reference both websites. If you choose website A, in your explanation, don't just talk about website A. Talk about both A and B. Explain why one is good or better, and explain why the other one is bad or at least worse. So make sure you reference both web pages in your response. If you don't do that, you won't get full points. For both of these assessments, be thoughtful, be detailed. Each is worth 5 points. It is a classwork grade for both, and it is due by today, 3 p.m. Let me know if you have questions. Send me an email or a Google comment, and I will help you the best I can. Last thing, this is just the tentative rough outline and agenda for this week. Today we are doing website assessments. Tomorrow we will do more assessments, but it'll focus not just on websites, but specifically on information that comes from various places in social media. So you have to look at what kind of role does social media have and how we get news today. Then, also starting tomorrow, I will introduce it, and through Thursday, we will work on our coronavirus research-based question, which was on that anthology. You will be writing a formal paper. You will have to be very careful about the sources you use. Unlike most papers, at least in my class, the grade for this paper will be weighted much more heavily towards how and what sources you use, not just the writing and ideas you have. Because this unit focuses on responsible news and using sources, once again, the grade will be weighted more heavily than usual on that kind of component of the paper. That paper will be due Thursday, 3 p.m., so you'll have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to work on it. That's the plan for this week. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, enjoy your Monday. Don't forget to read Psalm 115, and I will talk to you later.